Hey everybody, week 4, exam 1 week. So I wanted to just take a couple minutes to talk about how this week might be a little bit different for what we've been doing. So here's what we've got for week 4. It looks like a lot. It's not as bad as it looks. But I did want to point out, yeah, there's 7 lectures. Now, the good news is some of them are actually quite short. When I originally recorded, I had a problem and I had to split it up. You'll see that there's 2 that are less than 10 minutes. So it's actually less than the other ones would make you assume when you look at that. But it does mean that you need to get started early. So after we cover chapter 8, that's lectures 1 and 2, then we've got a quiz for you to take on chapters 2, 6, and 8. Now, remember, the point of the quiz is to give you some feedback as to how well have you been retaining the material. The quiz is only worth 5 points. All right. And our class has 500 points. It's not something that's terribly huge. So I'm not wanting people to worry if, oh yeah, I only got, 3 out of 5. Yeah, percentage wise, that doesn't look too good. But in the long run, that does not matter in a class with 500 points. The point is to get you to say, well, how well have I been watching the lectures and retaining this? And the quiz results will show us that, right? If you're getting a 4, keep doing exactly what you're doing if you're getting a 4 or better. Absolutely. Even a 3, 3.5, I think that's probably good. You're understanding most of it. If you're below 2.5, substantially below 2.5, something you might want to consider changing something about what you're doing because it seems like you're not getting the main points. Now, just like in the last quiz, I mean, I've got the answers where we go over them, and I'll show you why the answer is what we thought. But the key to doing well is as you're watching the lectures, make sure that you're taking notes in context with this review sheet. I'm telling you what's going to be on the exam with the review sheet. If you can answer all these questions on the review sheet, you'll easily be ready for what's on the exam, and there will be no surprises at all. So that's what I just wanted to emphasize. The quiz is going to be due, I think I've got it set for Thursday, and that's because the deadline for the exam is going to be Sunday. Because we've got a little bit more material, I wanted to make sure to give you a little bit more time. So end of the day Sunday, I have been having things been due on the end of the day Friday. That's because they weren't very significant. I didn't want to ruin your weekends. But this time we're going to have something due by Thursday and something due by Sunday. So you'll see that. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight that. So the best way to prepare for this exam that's coming up, make sure you can answer every question on the review sheet in your own words, and it'll be a piece of cake. As for the exam itself, well, I've got more specific notes in a video that talks specifically about the exam. So I don't want to I don't want to waste your time right now by talking about the exact same stuff I'm going to talk about in there. But make sure you watch that before you take the exam. Go ahead and review the quizzes. Heck, even if you didn't have time to take the quiz, yeah, you can't make it up for credit because the answers have already been posted. But even if you didn't have time to take that first quiz, you can get something out of watching the review to see what I was thinking when I wrote the quiz. That's valuable, and that's what I was trying to get people to be able to demonstrate anyway. So make sure you do that. If you're watching the lectures and you're taking the notes from the review sheet, I think that's going to minimize the amount of time it takes to study for the exam. That's what I'm trying to do, is respect your time there with that. So that's enough of an intro video for this week. You can always send me an email if you need other questions. We'll go from there. Thanks a lot, and I'm excited to see what week 4 brings. Keep up the good work, everybody.